Hey guys, this is Average Joe Rants. And yeah, it's been a little bit. But I know I said I was going to do a video on what's happening currently in Minnesota. But I think this is actually going to be another Reddit Rants video because guess what happened to me? I decided, like the idiot I am, to go on a liberal Reddit thread and argue. And something occurred that made me realize that these people really have not been taught why Nazis were actually some of the most horrific people in existence. And that scared me. That really did scare me because because I essentially realized that these people, these liberals and these leftists, have basically been using that word with impunity with no real weight to it. No real understanding of the definition. Right? So I'll go ahead and tell my story about what happened to me last night. You guys can listen if you want. Well, you're watching the video, so what the hell am I talking about? Sorry, it's been a long day. um, Jesus Christ. So I started going on Reddit, and I saw this video of this dude being pelted by fucking water balloons, and nobody knows if he's ice, if he's just wearing something, or whatever. But he's basically against a window. A bunch of these people are crowding around him, recording him. You can't even really hear what the fuck he's saying because everybody's yelling at him. And then he starts getting poked in the chest by this one dude who eventually, I guess, feels some sort of pity for him and decides to lead him out of the crowd because I think that dude, even though he was part of the mob, kind of realized, holy shit, we're kind of lynching this dude essentially. And it was crazy. It's people. I don't know why they thought he was ice. I guess because of the vest, but I see people in Minnesota wearing fucking bullet vests regardless. Like even some like protesters wear them. So I just don't get. I just don't know. But there's a lot of hate in this fucking Reddit thread, and they're saying this guy deserves it. And I try to be the good guy here, and I say, why are you cheering this on? It's a mob. It's a mob deal, throwing breakable shit at him, pelting him with shit, and you're cheering that on. Really? Have some empathy for this dude. He doesn't want to be in this situation. You know, basically just got attacked and forced into a corner. So then people start fucking arguing with me and bringing up fucking propaganda from obviously very left leaning news websites. Documents. One dude even accused ICE of murder and torture, which his fucking examples was the Washington Post, which I know is fucking left leaning, and some fucking thing I've never even heard of before called the Boston Review. Like, so then then of course none of them debate my points as I make them. I basically point out that they're talking about how the right has no empathy, and they're here currently cheering on a mob attack. I don't call names. I simply put out my points in a clear, concise manner, and then they start calling me fucking Nazis, and I basically tell them straight up, you guys have basically made that word mean absolutely nothing at this point because you don't use it in the correct way. A Nazi is the most horrible fucking type of person you could ever meet in the history of anything, anywhere, or any who. And you've basically made it mean anybody who disagrees with my point of view is a Nazi. They still call me a Nazi sympathizer, and Nazi. I'm just like, and it's like fucking 7 o'clock in the morning. I stayed up because I was playing fucking Payday 2, And so I just went, yeah, fuck this. I'm going to bed. You guys have a great day or night or whenever the hell you're posting this shit. But just before I went to bed, I couldn't really get over it. And it was like, it wasn't because like the being called a Nazi really bothered me, because like I said, it means nothing. It was more like, why am I having such, why am I feeling so bothered by this? It isn't because it really affects me. I don't care if they call me a Nazi. I've been called fucking retard before. I've been called the N word before. I don't give a shit. So then why does this bother me? And you know what I realized? I realized these motherfuckers do not know the real horrors of what Nazis used to do. Like, legitimately. They legitimately think this is they refer out buzzwords like this is exactly like Germany in 1940, and so it's nothing near that fucking bad. And yes, for anybody who hasn't been in school and actually paid attention, Germany in World War II was one of the most horrific fucking places for in the history of any time or anywhere. People were hunted the fuck down, house to house. People were accosted, they were raped, they were fucking arrested, they were beaten, they were fucking. We're talking, they were publicly executed. We're talking the whole 9 yards of Geneva Convention war crimes. Okay? People at the high, like, Anne Frank's the most prominent example of the cruelty of living in an era like that. But you know what the fucked up thing is? Is like people don't ever use it in its correct context. They don't. I mean, these people would fucking Nazis back in like the World War II. They'd kill you with a fucking smile on their fucking face. They'd celebrate your death if you were Jewish, because they all believed in Hitler's fucking vision at that point in time. Okay, you're talking about a bunch of people who lost World War One, got betrayed by their government because they surrendered when the mass majority of people in Germany didn't want that, and so they got angry and blamed an entire thing of race of people, the Jewish, okay, the Jews, for essentially making them lose World War One. So of course they fucking rounded them up and treated them like fucking cattle and murdered them and raped them and beat them. Okay? Okay, nobody. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, you know, that's exactly what ICE is doing. No, it's not. ICE doesn't just fucking beat up people for no fucking reason. ICE doesn't just publicly execute anybody for no fucking reason. Hell, they don't even publicly execute anyway. Okay, they don't just. It's infuriating. Because you're taking one of the worst events in human history and you're comparing it to this? This doesn't even come close to how fucking the Third Reich fucking did it. The Third Reich didn't give a fuck. Third Reich would just gun people down. They would beat them up. They'd put them in fucking concentration camps. That's not what's fucking happening here. There's not designated areas where these fucking immigrants fucking go. They're put in the ICE detention facilities, which have been there for over 20 fucking years. Okay, most of these people didn't even know ICE fucking existed for more than 20 years. People knew the Nazis existed like from the beginning of World War fucking like before World War II, because they were such a prominent political force gaining popularity quickly in Europe. Okay? ICE is not taking these people into a shower room and gassing them. They're not putting their fucking bodies in a fucking microwave and turning them into ash. Okay, these two things are not the fucking same. And you have these legal immigrants coming out and saying, yeah, we don't like these illegal immigrants. We don't like these illegal immigrants because they didn't have to do the same process, pain in the ass process, that we had to. Okay? Arnold Schwarzenegger, when that whole fucking thing with California was going on, straight up said he supports the mass deportations because they don't go through the proper process. Yeah, there was actually a video I watched where a legal immigrant was actually talking about this, and he brings up a pretty good fucking point. If fucking Joe Biden hadn't fucking taken a tractor to the fucking border fence, ICE wouldn't have had to been deployed like this. During Joe Biden's reign, they basically opened up the border and let everybody beyond that border through, including criminals. Now, I'm not going to be a fucking asshole and say, hey, there's not some decent people there that probably deserve to actually have a good life here. But when you just, let's say, fuck protocol, you get criminals in your country. And guess what happens then? They become so well ingrained into the country, it's almost impossible to root them out without a response like this. And you got Tim Walz with fucking the fraud shit defending this shit. Oh my god. And the worst part is that these people use these buzzwords like fascist, Nazi, fucking bigot. Motherfuckers, you wouldn't know what a fascist dictatorship looked like if it had hit you in the fucking face. The people of Venezuela lived under a fascist dictatorship. The people of Germany lived under a fascist dictatorship. Back in the fucking 1940s. You people should be lucky you've never had to do that. Okay? And it shows your ignorance, by the way, because when Maduro was fucking captured, all you were like, release Maduro, release Maduro. We're with Venezuelans. They deserve their leader back. And every Venezuelan was like, shut the fuck up. We want him fucking arrested. It's fucking insane. And I'm so sick of people being misinformed about this shit. If you want to call somebody a Nazi, call them that because they fucking deserve it. Don't mob around one guy. Don't steal people's fucking phones when they try to record this shit. Don't barge into churches and yell at the people there for just trying to practice their fucking religion. And the fucking idiots like Don Lemon who say shit like, oh, protests are meant to inspire fear. That's why you protest. No, you protest because something's fucking wrong. Okay? You protest because there's a thing that you find fucking wrong with this country. You don't protest to spread fear. It is abhorrent that our country has been reduced to this because of a bunch of fucking uneducated fucktards. I'm no fan of Trump's. I'm never going to be a fan of his, considering that all the stupid shit he said throughout his fucking lifetime. But if the alternative is me agreeing with all these stupid fucking people and cheering on political assassinations and fucking mob mentality and fucking detaining people illegally when you're not a fucking police officer or a federal officer, I'd rather say fuck it and be an independent like I am. Okay? It's the whole reason why I didn't vote in this last election. Because I knew, regardless of the situation, this country was going to be screwed. And right now, the people who are screwing this country, it ain't the Republicans, it's the fucking Democrats. And the reason they're screwing this country is not because they don't agree with Donald Trump. It's not because they are against Republicans. It's because they refuse to do anything about the fucking fraud in their cities, about the rent in their cities, about the fucking like a good example is Oregon. Tina Kotek spends $250 million on immigrants when that money could have been spent trying to solve our fucking homeless crisis. $250 million on immigrants. On immigrant aid. Could have been spent on creating more houses for the housing crisis, rent aid. And keep in mind, Oregon right now is not receiving any federal fucking aid. So that $200 million is basically just gone. That's not what I consider to be good leadership, is when you completely ignore the actual problem in your state in favor of a problem that isn't even that big of a fucking deal. There wasn't even that, like, ICE wasn't even here but for like a month, pretty much. And that was it. That was it. They were there for here for like a month and a half, and then they left. Okay, you want to know why? Because nobody really because there's not a lot of immigrants in fucking Oregon. That's why. Literally went to every city, and Portland was the biggest, and that's where most of the time was spent. Eugene, they were gone after like a week. Fucking, what was it? I can't even think of any other cities. Creswell, they were there for like maybe 3 days. I mean, for fuck's sake. It would have been, actually probably would have been out of here sooner if the fucking protesters didn't try to fucking impede their every fucking move. It's ridiculous. Sorry if I keep rubbing my eyes, I'm tired. It's not, like I said, it's been not a great day today, and I am supremely tired. So what's my point with this video, right? Because I kind of went on a few of them. My point is, people need to start understanding and redefining what the words Nazi, bigot, and fascist actually mean. And they need to actually mean what they actually mean. It can't be, oh, I disagree with you, so you're a fucking Nazi. No, it has to be, oh, you're one of the most horrible people in the fucking universe, so you're a fucking Nazi. I am sick, okay? People need to re-educate themselves on this shit. Okay? And you know what? I'll actually say this. I actually agree with the fact that taking Martin Luther King Day off of the free list is bullshit. So, here's the thing. So my point is, sorry, I'm going off on a tangent a bit here. My point is, re-educate yourselves. Stop using those fucking words to describe anything you see that you don't agree with, or somebody who doesn't agree with you. Stop calling them fucking names like that. Okay? Because all you do is show how much of a fucking ignoramus, fucking retard you actually fucking are. Anyway, happy Martin Luther King Day. If you guys like the video, like, comment, and subscribe. If you didn't like the video, I don't know what to tell you. But until then, have a good day or night, guys. Bye-bye.